Imagine endless grasslands under a vast open sky. This was the world of the Parni, a nomadic tribe of Scythian horsemen. They were masters of the steppe, living and dying in the saddle. Their wealth was their herds, their home the horizon. They were tough, resilient and brilliant riders. For centuries they roamed the vast plains of Central Asia east of the Caspian Sea, but empires on their borders were weakening. The great Seleucid Empire, carved from Alexander the Great's conquests, was overstretched and fracturing. Opportunity was knocking for a people bold enough to seize it. Around the middle of the 3rd century BCE, a leader named Arsaces I led his Parni warriors south. They swept into the Seleucid satrapy of Parthia, a fertile land in what is now northeastern Iran. This was no mere raid. This was a conquest. They drove out the Greek governors and claimed the territory for themselves. From this small beginning, a new dynasty was born, the Arsacids. They took the name of the land they had conquered, and from that moment on, they were known to the world as the Parthians. A new power was rising in the east, born from the saddle and forged in conquest. The early Parthian kings were brilliant strategists. They understood the world they were entering. They didn't simply destroy the old Persian and Greek structures they found, they adapted them. They established their courts in ancient cities, adopting the administrative systems left behind by the Seleucids. Yet they never forgot their nomadic roots. They blended the settled, bureaucratic traditions of Persia with the mobile, lightning-fast military tactics of the steppe. This fusion created a unique and formidable kingdom, one that could govern vast territories while retaining the warrior spirit that had won them their empire in the first place. This hybrid empire expanded relentlessly. Under great kings like Mithridates I and Mithridates II, the Parthians pushed west, absorbing Mesopotamia and challenging the established powers of the region. They became the masters of the ancient Silk Road, controlling the lucrative trade routes that linked China with the Mediterranean. Their territory eventually stretched from the Euphrates River to the Indus, a sprawling, multicultural empire. They were now neighbors with a rising power in the west, a republic with its own insatiable ambition. That power was Rome, and a collision course was set. In 53 BCE, Marcus Licinius Crassus, one of Rome's richest men, marched east. He was a member of the First Triumvirate alongside Julius Caesar and Pompey the Great. He craved military glory to match his wealth and influence, seeing Parthia as easy prey. Crassus assembled a massive army of 7 legions, over 40,000 Roman soldiers. They were disciplined and equipped for a conventional war, expecting their enemy to stand and fight. They were wrong about the foe they were about to face. The Roman legions were lured into the desert plains near Carrhae, where the Parthian general Surena sprang his trap. The Romans formed their testudo, locking their shields together. Surena unleashed his secret weapon, thousands of horse archers. They galloped in circles around the Roman squares, firing a relentless storm of arrows. They could shoot forward, sideways and backwards while riding away, the legendary Parthian shot. The Romans were helpless, their short swords and javelins useless against the mobile enemy. The arrows pierced their shields, armor and bodies. The sun was merciless, the dust choked them, and the arrows never stopped. The Parthians used thousands of camels laden with arrows to replenish their ammunition. This allowed the horse archers to maintain their barrage for hours, something the Romans had never conceived of. The legions were being systematically dismantled. Crassus sent his son Publius with cavalry to drive the archers off. The Parthians feigned retreat, luring Publius away. Then they turned. Cataphracts, heavily armored lancers, smashed into the Roman cavalry. It was a slaughter. Publius was killed, and his head was mounted on a spear. When the Parthians presented it to the Roman army, morale shattered. Crassus was tricked into a parley and killed. Of the 40,000 Romans, 20,000 were killed, and 10,000 captured. Rome's legionary standards were taken. Carrhae was a humiliation that would haunt Rome for centuries.